Hello, everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. My name is Daramouthe. You're muted, by the way.
I'm sorry, it's
You're
too
fine.
humid here.
I know. The UK is very hot. It's a lot hotter than what you guys are used to. But anyway, my name is Daramouthe. The Dara for short. I say Daramouthe because some people say Daramouthe, and I'm on to you, people. I'm on to you. Watch it. I've got like stickers I'll throw at you and all that stuff. Anyway, anyway.
They're all behind him.
Uh, no, those are post-it notes. Those aren't stickers. Come on, Anna. Jeez. But anyway, I get to be joined again by the lovely Anna's Gameland, or just Anna for short, because Anna's Gameland makes sounder like an arcade to play. I don't think we want that kind of. have you heard? Of,
Hey.
have you heard about this new game called Anna's Gameland? What?
I
Because
was thinking more of like no, like a theme park.
so what you're saying is you are a theme park. Anyway,
Yeah.
probably the see you in 12 days. Never shows. What? Oh my gosh! You never show your face on his
No,
show.
I'm very selective, only for a few people.
Well,
So
I appreciate
sorry,
your
Wade.
well, I appreciate your wondrous beauty and your
Broody.
I said
Or
beauty. God,
broody.
I said beauty. Come on, gosh, beauty. And you know what? I'm just gonna leave it at that because you want to make fun of me. We're just gonna leave it at that. Wondrous beauty. That's all you get. Makes her arcade.
That's
Make
cool.
her. Yeah, that's right. Makes Anna cat makes her arcade game. What? I don't know how that's.
Yeah, my cat, he's right here with me, watching, listening. So
He's the
uh
protector.
yeah, he's protecting me from you and your accent.
I haven't even done any accents yet.
You said broody. I don't even
I
know
did.
what
That's
that
not an
is.
accent. That's called. It's called a mistake. Mistakes, Anna.
Oh,
People
we're
are allowed
gonna
to
make
make
a
them.
lot of mistakes today.
Well, maybe the fun ones, but not that fun. Anyway,
Yeah.
come on, come on, come on. Goodness sake, boo, boo. Hey, well, sometimes she deserves a boo every once in a while, right? You know, you got to bring her
Yeah, I'm
down.
okay with that. I'm good with that. I like my booze.
I believe that because I remember last time you told me you're part Russian, so there's that.
Yeah.
So you like, is it? Do you like? I can't remember what you said, but do you
You
like?
know, that's an interesting thing because it's a stereotype. And by the way, yes, I'm Anna. And thank you for having me. And hey to everyone in chat, everyone lurking. You know, you have to say the usual thing you usually say at the beginning of every stream you're on. So, but no, the stereotype is that Russian people like vodka. I hate it. I can't drink it.
Mm, nope. What? Yeah, no. It's. I mean, hey, akagamu, guma, akagumo. There we go. I'll just say aka. I want to say aku, but that's doesn't work. But anyway, yeah, you'll see you later. Oh, okay, there you go. But no, yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's kind of a pop culture thing with
Mhm.
Russians and vodka, you know, because they say vodka or something like that. But I mean, but you do drink to some degree, don't you?
Oh yeah, I love beer.
Like beer. What kind of? Because there's different kinds of beers.
Lager.
Lager, like
Yeah, it's really good.
like a big
A pint of lager.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
Germans. You like a big pint of lager, like the Germans
German
have.
beer is cool. English beer sucks. Depends on what kind of beer it is. But
And you're in the
and
UK.
American beer is the worst.
What? I don't drink alcohol, so I have no
I can
but
tell.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Look, I know, right? I look so wonderful myself. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Um but no, I mean there was a good stout will go a long way. Well, I mean I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
like well, it's not really considered Guinness is its own Guinness, but
Yeah.
Guinness is pretty nice.
Yeah, this is
You
pretty
know,
yeah.
like on a hot day like this in the UK, go to the pub and order
Mm,
like a really cool pint of Guinness. And it's
mm,
good for you as well because it's got a lot of iron in it,
got a lot of iron. If you're anemic, great way for you to have.
which I am.
Oh, you're
A lot of
anemic?
Russians are. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think like certain cultures are prone more to certain,
Mm.
deficiencies. And I
Is it be
guess because well, nowadays, we do eat meat, but back in the day everything used to be either pickled or
yeah.
dried, so you
Mm.
didn't really get a lot of iron from fresh meat.
Mm.
And I guess it just continued through after the Second World War as well, when there
Mm.
wasn't a lot of things available. So grandparents, great grandparents would, have deficiencies in their system, and it would pass on.
Mm. Yeah, I I know that like there was a lady I talked to from Alaska, and of course hers was more well, I don't know if it was genetic or something had happened, but she was very had autoimmune disease, and so
Oh,
that
sure.
made yeah, so that made life a bit worse for her. But I mean, it's also the part of like just the environment you grow up in too. Like you were
Yeah.
talking about the food stuff. Like I don't know because I know in the UK it's mostly rainy all the time, but I don't know what the weather's like in Russia per se. Is it mostly just
Pretty much
cold?
like Canada.
That,
So,
that
yeah.
Never been to Canada, so I have no idea.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, well, you're missing out. Not really, but
Yeah,
um,
well, I don't have a passport either, so
what? Daramouthe, what
I've
is
never
going
been.
on?
I've never been outside the U.S. I don't have
Oh,
the
I didn't
money to
know
do that.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, you
uh,
poor thing. We need to get you a passport so you can
one
come
of
to
these
Europe.
days.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about going to the UK, but there's different reasons why I would go to the UK. Probably, possibly to meet some of the people like Jack Tarlad and Tommy
Yeah.
and all that, but also Abbey Road. But anyway, it's more common in the black population. Well, I'm not gonna touch that one. Hey, Lethal.
And he's
Uh,
frozen
I'm
for a
not
second.
frozen. I'm
You were for
here.
a second.
Yeah, I was
But
above.
no, Russian weather is basically winters are cold, summer's
Mhm,
really hot, and then autumn is autumn, and spring
mhm.
is spring. Like normal 4 seasons.
Wow, you jeez, Folsom coming in hot. Gosh dang. I'm in Canada, you're not missing much. Well,
Yeah.
she knows. How's the journalism going anyway? Because I know you that's
Yeah,
your
it's going pretty good. We put out a magazine last month, so we
mm.
do one every month, and this one's coming, but basically about animals. So
Wildlife? Is that what the magazine you work for is Wildlife?
no, the
Oh.
charity is called Born Free Foundation, and the magazine's called Wildlife. So
Oh, okay. See, that reminds me of that movie that was called Born Free. It was like a 50s or 60s movie, and it was just
Virginia
about
McKenna is basically the founder of the charity. Yeah.
wow.
So
It just always looks like that. Hey, 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 calm it down
and
over there. All right.
it's yeah, her and her husband after they did the Born Free film, they decided that they wanted to actually not just be in a film
Mm.
about saving animals, but do something in real life. So it inspired them.
Oh.
He was the film director and the actor in the film, and she was the actress. So that's why they set it up.
Oh, that makes sense because my mom had the movie and it's like I've never seen it before. It's called Born Free, but they were watching. I was like, the whole
Yeah,
movie was about them saving a cub or something like that and all that stuff.
yeah,
It was a long while ago. Russia has winter, summer. Well, I can believe that. I have a person the Midwest, but without the road construction. Well, there you have that too. The road construction. Every 5 minutes, you have to slow down. Goodness sake! But no, I mean, but you live in the UK now, and
yeah, and
so
that's why I'm offended when you said you have reasons to visit the UK, and it's Jack Tarlad, but you
I
didn't
said
say
Tommy
me.
too. I said Tommy too. All right, I did say
Oh, and
two people.
Tomby as well, but not me because
Well, I didn't think you
well,
wanna. I didn't think you wanna meet me because of how much sass you keep throwing at me every once in a while. But I was like, I'm one step away from getting backhanded
if
by
you think
Anna's
I'm
Galen.
bad, you should listen the way Jack Tarlad talks to me.
Well, he doesn't talk
He
to me like
is
that.
a sassy man too.
Well, he's sassy, but in a English way.
Mm.
You're more sassy in a English Russian way. Um, hey Barbie, how are you? But no, sure, why not? I would come visit you too. Probably have to do like a week, but it's still a lot of money to go to someplace across the waters. Like you have to rent
Yeah,
a
for
place
a
to sleep.
week, that's
Yeah,
not worth it. Yeah.
Well, and not only that, but it's like you're experiencing the heat of the UK, and that's there's I mean, maybe it wouldn't be as bad, but because of what I've heard, like Tommy and them, how do they describe it? It does sound like it could be very impactful because of just the way how they have their homes and all that system set up. Like you got like the
Yeah,
UK doesn't have uh uh
aircon.
air conditioners as we say in America.
Mm.
Um but also it's the fact that I think it was like your electrical systems over there can't handle that kind of draw for that kind of stuff. Because air conditioners do take a lot of power.
Yeah, it's also the way that the buildings were built.
Mm,
I mean, most of them are brick, but the walls are like this thick.
jeez.
So all the heat stays in.
Mm.
That's why right now I can't open all my windows too much because my cat will try and escape because
Mm.
obviously, this is a prison for him. So
He says, "I'm free. I'm finally free. She
I'm
can't get me no
finally,
more."
yes. Alcatraz. I've escaped you, but no.
No,
It's something that, and I keep talking about this on so many different shows, and people are like laughing at me. And I even had a conversation with somebody from the States, like, oh, they said like get over it. It's not that bad. It is that
right?
bad.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm sweating. You can't see it probably, hopefully, but I feel like I'm in a sauna.
Well, you know what? Some people pay for that kind of thing, so you're giving it away for free.
Do you have a story to tell us?
No, I'm just saying if you've been on the internet long enough, you see people will pay for the most. Look, there's a thing called feet pics. All right, people pay for those kinds of
Oh
things,
yeah,
and
I
that's
know
what
quite a few people that do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
and make hundreds of thousands of dollars off that. I mean, at
Yeah.
this point, it's no mystery that stupid stuff like that can make a lot of money. You see a woman, especially a woman, if you see a woman sweat who's good looking, like yourself, people are gonna pay big money for that.
Aw,
Just saying
thanks.
like that. Anna the big bucks is what they'll call you. Did you hear that? That Anna girl, it's not Anna's game anymore. It's Anna Big Bucks. I didn't know what that was.
Oh my god.
I didn't think she'd do something like that. I
What
thought
the
she was
hell? I misheard you for a second. I thought you said big butts.
no big bucks, but big bucks.
Fruity butts.
BUCK. Saying
Oh,
you can go for big butt. People pay for big butts too. It's getting ridiculous now. It's so ridiculous with the internet of what people will pay for. People,
yeah.
I think there was.
It's getting really I think the UK is now introducing, I saw something on the news where now when you go onto different porn sites you will have to provide identification like a passport or
Mhm.
which you don't have. So
I
if you
have
ever come to the UK, you won't be able to
what?
go on the
What are
place.
you trying to insinuate, Anna? What are you trying to
I
insinuate?
don't know.
Yeah, you no, you don't. You know what you're trying to insinuate. Why can't I just say to you, like Anna, what does Anna do when no one's looking?
See, even my cam is. I need to keep wiping it because it's getting humid and all weird.
Well, yes, because it's showing you.
So steamy on Daramouthe shows. Jeez,
all the
steamed up
ladies,
here.
all the ladies coming hot. All the ladies coming hot. But no, you're not wrong. That there is a because I remember there was that article a while back. Like it was like because again Celsius Fahrenheit there's that difference in trying to convert it, and so there was like one time where I think it was like last year that they said it was like I can't remember what it was, but it turned out to be like 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And so a lot of people were in Americans too were like, hey, we deal with we're in Louisiana, we deal with this stuff all the time. But the
Mm,
difference of it is that how things are set up are quite different, right? Like again, pretty much almost everyone has an air conditioner unless you can't afford
yeah,
it, and then it's fans like electrical fans, hey stuff. Or you have houses that have like thinner walls, but they're made to for almost all seasons. The UK is not like that at all because they're mostly rain and snow basically, and that's what they deal with. But it's
yeah.
just it they haven't. I mean, I know I can't remember who said it, But someone was like, "You only deal with it for, like, the 2 weeks and then it goes back to normal." I'm not sure if that's true or not. But, I mean
That not always. I mean, this heat wave is now over a month, and it
oh,
was the last couple of days have been really nice. It was only
mm,
like 24 Celsius, which is about I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, 70 something.
20 Celsius? I think so, I think you're about right. 20
Yeah.
Celsius, I think it's about 70-ish.
Yeah, so it was nice. There was a cool breeze. We had some thunderstorms, and now
Mm,
today it's back to 34, 35. I had 36 at one point today.
mm,
And even if you go to places like shops, restaurants, shopping malls, it's not like when you go, for instance, when I went to Dubai, United
mm,
Arab Emirates, and you're outside and it's so hot, but it's not a humid hot, it's a dry desert kind of heat,
yeah,
which actually doesn't, it feels probably, yeah, the way it should feel.
mm,
And then you go inside and you're blasted with this cool air and it's really cool. Here in London, no,
mm,
you don't do that. You walk in, yeah, it's a little bit cooler, but you're still sweating. And then,
goodness.
yeah, the 34 feels like it's 44. And
Mm,
hopefully tomorrow it's going to decrease because, yeah.
yeah. So over a month, though, I mean, at a certain point, they're they're gonna, I mean, at a certain point, they're gonna have to start changing how they have their things set up because it's 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 not criminal, but it's like you kinda have to adapt to the ability of, because I know why the houses were thick and all that stuff, but that was way back when it was more cold than
Yeah.
anything else, and now it's just like you're kinda needing to build sort of how Americans build houses, but to whatever the coding is for the UK, because it just seems like this is becoming more and more of an issue, and you guys are suffering more and more without any change to uh, alleviating that. That's the word, alleviating that.
Well, I mean, we can't focus on fixing other certain very important problems in this country. So I don't think anytime soon they're going to be thinking of fixing people sweating from hot weather.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, so I live on the outskirts, not exactly in the city, but
Mhm.
in order for me to be able to get into central London, I need to take the train.
Yeah.
And the other day, the actual like the rails were melting,
What?
and so they had to cancel all of the trains.
What?
This happens every single time we have a heat wave, and it's like they'll fix it. It will
Uh,
be fixed for a year. Then
uh-huh.
next summer comes around, same problem. So why is it in other countries where it is this hot and humid, they don't need
Mm,
to be fixing it year after year? And it's yeah, because of some of the politicians we have in charge. Our
yeah.
English infrastructure is not the best.
Well, it's parliament based. It's not really beyond that scope, and that's a whole another ball of wax. I have no uh expertise on. Unfortunately, I'm not very political. And Nightmare says in here, I thought the tube was supposed to be sophisticated and fancy.
The tube is the worst. First of all, like the platforms are really small, and I always
Yeah.
get paranoid because we have a lot of not very sane people in this country right now, and
Yeah.
some of them would come up and push somebody in front of a train or something.
Ugh.
So I'm always, but if you have like hundreds and hundreds on a tiny platform, and you're
Mm,
all like this, and then everybody's fighting to get
yeah.
into a train, into the
Mhm,
tube train, which is different from overground,
mhm,
and they're pretty much like a not like New York subways or anything, which are
yeah,
big carriages. They're also very compact, and so you're sitting there or standing there. God, bless you, get a seat. But if you're
yeah,
standing there and people are holding onto the rail and
mhm.
all these guys with their sweat patches and stinking the place up, and it's like, and it's it's not a good experience. It's like a horror film.
So what you're saying is you stink too. Okay, anyway,
Probably right now, yeah.
uh, well, you weren't supposed to be keep that up, but anyway, but yeah, I mean, I understand, but it's just because 'cause I've talked to a few, beyond Jack Tarlett and Tomby, I've talked to, like,
Bay.
yeah, I've talked to, I think it was Chardonnay or something like that. Trying so not to comment on what type of people are likely to push people in the railway. Well, I mean, you're on the YouTube side, so that's understandable. But it's funny though. I just noticed that YouTube has begun putting in their own version of channel points or earning experience or whatever that is. So that's been
I saw
interesting.
that too. The other day I was on I think Samuel and the Infamous, who I'm on the pub with, and also on a show. See, now you've infected me.
Don't try to throw that at me, young lady. That's all you. That's all you, not me.
On a show Screaming into the Void, and
Mm,
he was playing Liza P, the video game, and I
uh,
was like, why am I getting a tier point in the comments?
yeah.
Like, like I'm number one, somebody's number. Like, what is
Mm,
this? Why do we
yeah.
need this?
Yeah, it's this weird thing of I think they're trying to do their own thing. You know, Twitch has their channel point stuff, and they're now YouTube is trying to, which
Mm.
is interesting to see how they're going to implement it. But it's just another thing of like keep. That's always been a thing for me. That I don't understand is like
Wait, let me switch off the cat in the background. I'll be right
sure.
back.
Okay. But that's always been a thing for me is like if you need channel points, right? If you're streaming, if you're a content creator, creating videos, whatever, well, mostly streaming because that's how it works. But if you're a content creator and you need something to keep people busy to stay there to watch you, then what is the point of you creating content in the first place? Because it feels like it's like sort of like a car ride, right? You know, when you took a trip
Yeah.
with your family, it's sort of like your parents just gave you a Game Boy and they said, you know, you have to play with this Game Boy in order because the trip is going to take a while. It sort of
Mm.
feels like that. It's like, why do you need this thing? If you're not here for the content, but you're here for getting channel points to redeem for whatever, and that's fine if you want to. But it feels like, what's the point of creating content if that's the ordeal? I don't get that.
And
Which,
shouldn't it be the creator, the content creator, who kind of decides, or maybe like, every week when they do a stream, like, no,
mm,
actually, that would be kind of
mm,
biased if you started picking the best commentators in your or rewarding them for commenting. I find that a bit icky.
yeah, it's just never been a thing for me. Like I know, did she say switch off the cat? I think she did say switch off the cat. And has had a little one too many of schnapps. How are you doing for watch hours? It's still early in the month, so ask me when we get closer to the end of the month.
How was
Um,
last month?
how was last month? I mean, I did over the mark, so
Okay.
because you have to get like 200 watched hours is the ordeal, and I got way over that. But the only thing that gets me about the creator program on Rumble is the premium only thing, because for me, all the other stuff is easy. It just goes with the flow of what I do with this thing, all that stuff. But premium is sort of like having to take a pit stop when no one has to go to the bathroom. You don't need to get any gas, and you don't need anything to eat. It's just you have to do it because, oh, the rules, right? And I'm just like, okay. I only have to do 5 hours, but it's a pain in the butt. So, but everything else comes with it. And even if I don't get it, it doesn't matter. The creator program is a bonus. It is not the end of the world. I grow with or without it. So there's
Yeah.
but no, just ask me when we get towards the end because we're still early in July and I'm not that worried about it, to be honest. It's not that much of a pain to me. Um, Never has been, to be honest. But I mean, yeah, I just don't. That's personally me. Like streaming elements, why people need why pay for premium if you're already not making any money? Well, because I just wanted to support the platform was why I did it. And it's only $10 a month. That's whatever. And I have a full time job. It's no big deal. And I didn't want to do. I wanted to support the. I wanted to support the platform without having to have the ads, even though I could easily do that with the Brave browser. What was I at? Crap. I was somewhere off in the distance. No, it's channel points for me. Streaming the blurbs, all that stuff. It really doesn't mean anything to me because what does it mean if I have to give the adults? If what does all that stuff mean if I have to give people who are coming to watch a stream something to distract themselves to stay at my stream? I don't
Yeah,
get
I
that.
get you. I think it's different, for instance, of you're literally just doing things for yourself. So
Mm,
you're not looking to get more people commenting. You're just enjoying, I don't know, streaming a game or hanging out with yourself, and your friends or acquaintances from the UT world will jump
mm,
in to support you, and then will be like, well, I do that sometimes as well with people. You jump in to say hello, to support them, leave
mm.
the sound playing, and then you go on doing whatever.
Yeah,
Not necessarily even listening.
yeah,
But for if somebody really wants to engage with the audience, that's a different kind of content creator thing. That
mhm.
and we know quite a few people, you and I in the community, uh, who are very, very focused on engaging with the audience, not
Mhm.
just doing whatever, playing a game or just talking to themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, so it depends.
yeah, Anna the Rapper. I wanna see that one day. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm so gangsta.
yeah. That's the UK gangster right there. That's when you go, like, all up in the business, yo. Um, I tried, I really did try. See? I told you she'd laugh at me for that.
All up in the business, yo.
You know, she's trying to get at me for real, yeah? She's trying to get at me for real.
Oh my god.
That's
All
a
right
good one
then.
too.
Hooligan of Green Street. Cheers to you.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, gamification is a big deal in platforms. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. I'm only here to do this. I'm here to do this thing I didn't think I'd be here to do, and it's a big enough ordeal that it's worth a lot, regardless of the metrics, because over time this thing has been an outreach to creator or not, and to have that ability, right? Because you're a journalist, right? So you reach out to a whole bunch of different people, getting stories and whatnot. But the point of what I do with this
The
is that
problem.
I said the point of this,
The
excuse me,
problem.
I'm sorry, I don't, well, you messed up earlier, so don't give me that.
Yeah, but
Uh,
you got now 5 counts of messing up.
you,
I only got
God
one.
dang it, Anna, leave it alone. Leave it alone, Anna.
I'm sorry. I don't know. It's like an OCD thing. I keep a tally. Just like you got post-its.
Look, is if you were dating someone, is this what you would do? Is this like keep every time they tap their finger on the table or every time they pick their teeth? Is that what you do? You just look at them and say,
No, 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 no. Because I would do the same thing. So
keep my eye on you. I hope you got a license for that rap. Woo-hoo-hoo.
that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
nightmare got that one. But no, they're all trying to get you taken. Well, like, again, it's just like that's what shorts is supposedly supposed to be, is to get you addicted. But I don't know. I don't know. I just I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I don't know why. I don't know why there's all these different things that these content creators come up with, and they say this is how you become the most successful ever. Who the fudge cares? Who the fudge care? I don't. I don't
Yeah.
care about how you became successful and how you're teaching others. If people want to reach out and do all this stuff, that's fine.
I remember somebody was teaching me, even though I didn't know them, but I happened to be on a panel with them.
Right.
And then on the actual, like, we were live on YouTube, and this was maybe 3.5 years ago. And I was never interested in, like,
Mhm.
being some content creator. I was just playing video games with my friends and then doing it either live or, chopping up the video and posting it.
Mm.
And so then people started inviting me to shows and stuff, and the tentacles spread. This
Hold,
guy is sitting there,
hold it.
pretty big.
Hold, you may want to hold yourself back there, young lady. Tentacles, a young lady
I'm
like
not
yourself.
into. I'm not into hentai. I'm just saying, not into that kind of stuff. No, 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 no,
So
not my
someone's
thing.
gonna, someone's gonna start making that instance if you keep that up, young lady.
Yeah, and he's like sitting there, and he's like, "You might want to move your camera a little bit up because you need to be perfect ratio when you're in camera, and you might need to change your background to this." And I was like, "Do I care? If I want
Yeah.
to be sitting like this or like this today with you, that's what I'm going to be doing. I don't care if I want to like
Okay.
put my leg up in the air,
That
like
that
like
would
like
that would
cats do when they lick their butt. I'll
hey,
do that."
Putting your leg up in the air may improve the quality. Today we're gonna have Anna, a high leg lifter. We're gonna see where she can.
Yeah.
Where she.
So, like, I don't get it. I appreciate when people, like, really want to be super, how should I say it? Okay, we're on Rumble, super anal about things.
Tentacles and anal. Wow. Sheesh.
Yeah, but
Well,
at the same time, like, some people go over the top and it's not even fun anymore.
right. I just my thing in the comment in this because I didn't expect anything from it. Obviously, and there are a lot of people who are the same way. I get that.
Hmm.
My thing is, what does it all mean to be a content creator in a world where a majority of, and of course, a lot of content creators are now starting to move like, don't worry about the metrics or whatever, but if you're making a business out of it, you do worry about the metrics. But it's like this thing of you create this thing, and then you have a whole bunch of people tell you, okay, here's how you be successful. The problem, well, this stream turned Japanese. Hey, it did not. It did not. That was an accident. That was an one thing led to another and she couldn't help herself. Okay, it happens. But it's like I get it, right? You want to turn this thing successful. Some people want to make this full-time job. I wouldn't because it's like working for tips. Like this, the whole of content creation is working for tips if you're
Yeah.
monetized on these platforms with a modem of how to get there.
Well,
You know,
also there's a big danger and risk factor here because if the platform on which you're streaming all of a
yeah,
sudden decides to get rid of you, then
yeah,
and it's happened to quite a few
oh
people
yeah,
that we actually know.
oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
It
I
is.
wouldn't be able to do that as well. But I guess like when you look at some of the veterans of content creation,
Mm,
and where it is their full time job.
yeah.
Uh, that's why they have to be very careful with the format of their streams, who they invite, what
Mm,
they talk about, and yeah, it just feels like they're sometimes when they started they felt more authentic, and now because that is their main income, they
yeah.
maybe not be able to give you an honest film review or game
Mm,
review. And so, like, there's a couple of people that I actually stopped listening and checking out because it just seems like they're all in the same echo chamber saying the same thing, and it's getting
mm.
boring, and you can't bring anything new because you are in the confines of those rules.
Yeah, the TOS, whatever. And
Yeah.
obviously, there is one person I can't bring back on because after reading the TOS rules, my channel would get deleted as well because this person has already been, deleted off the platform, not a whole channel and stuff. And if
Are you talking
and
about YouTube or Rumble?
YouTube.
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah. If you the TOS, which was by a creator I follow, Sevi, and she gave the link to the TOS, and it basically says if you try to host somebody who's been deleted or banned off YouTube, your channel will fall along with it. And I'm just like, that's a bunch of bullcrap. First off, and two, that's it limits you and bring because there's one person I know who's been shut down by YouTube for good, but the
Yeah.
problem of it is like I'd write to have that person back on again, but because of those rules, because again, I'm not going to tell somebody, "Ooh, watch your language." I only said like, don't say the big game words, but I'm like, here's 98% of the soccer field. Have fun with that. I don't care if you curse. It's not a big point to me. But my thing is like, I don't give a rat's behind. That's why I'm multiple places because if you let one platform have all that power over you, what's the point? What is the point of all this? And it's
Yeah.
just I don't know. Probably ranting too much like an old man, but at the end of the day, it's just nightmare. Oh, bring up there. My job is streaming, but it's hard to grow an audience. It's true, so I can't blame people who succeed for changing to make it work. Yeah, and I get that, but it's like it all comes back to the center point of why even YouTube started in the first place, right? You would post a video because you wanted to. There was no money involved unless you
When
had like
did
a business.
YouTube start? 2000,
2005.
2005.
Yes, and for 2 years, I think believe it was 2 years, it wasn't it was owned by the 3 people who made it, and then they sold it to Google for, like, $1.65 billion.
Yeah, and that's when it went downhill. Yeah.
Yeah. You can do anything you want as long as it is what we want. You can do anything you want as long as it is what we want. Well, I'm sorry to tell you here, Buckaroo, I'm doing something that I enjoy, and either people are going to be here for it or they're not. And I'm not going to change that because to chase numbers. I could give shite all. Yes, I post shorts. Sure. I use YouTube's tagging system. Sure. But at the end of the day,
How many shorts do you have?
ooh, I don't know. Um,
No, I'm talking about clothing.
oh, I'm just
I have quite a few shorts.
almost wearing them all. Not
The
even.
main question is, are you actually wearing shorts?
Yes, I'm wearing clothing. Come on. What kind of shows are you on? Goodness
Really
gracious,
bad
Anna.
ones. I'm sorry,
Oh my gosh.
but I've been conditioned. I've been
Good.
around snarky people for the last year and a half. I can't help
Here,
it.
here I thought you were sweet, smart, and
I
all this
used to
stuff,
be. I
but
used to
you're
be.
so
I've been corrupted.
you've been turned dirty. Goodness. Oh
Yeah.
my word.
I
And
know. I was
and you're
thinking
the
about it the other day and I'm like, what have I turned into? I'm like one of the lads now, you know? I sit there and make dirty jokes. I'm always snarky, always have a comeback. Like, what's happened?
well, well, it reminds me of that. It reminds me of that. What was it? Blooper from Parks and Rec, where they were some sort of thing, and it was with Chris Pratt and the rest of them. They're doing this sort of like Q&A thing, and all of a sudden they're talking about like comebacks, right? And they're talking like Seabiscuit and all this stuff, and then Chris Pratt says like, Kim Kardashian, and it's like they're kind of confused, like what? Why is he talking? It's like, well, she got come on her back, and they're like, oh goodness.
Exactly.
To be fair, you could be wearing just underwear under the desk. Well, it's not as hot where I am as it is where Anna is, because I am in a central, central air sort of home, and Anna is not. So she's probably
Central Air.
central air. Yes, that if remember, kids, central air is where you can have a home that has heat and cooling all within the same place.
Wow.
It's like a magical wonderland.
That is, yeah. I mean, that is heavenly. I've never heard of that. Don't
Well,
you know? It's like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it goes like through the every room.
Well, yeah, pretty much every room. There's vents and
It,
stuff
it
connected.
heats it up in winter and then it's cold. What?
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's why it's
You
called
live in Wakanda or something.
No, it's called America.
Wow.
you're you're welcome.
Damn.
Well, and that's a funny thing too, right? Because that comes back to when you have, like around the 4th of July, right? You have a lot of Americans who get kind of snarky with the English, and
Yes.
it's all taken in stride to some degree, but it's sort of like because there are some people who who are from the UK or who have sort of whatever they live. There are some people from the UK who live in the US now or US citizens.
Hmm.
Um, I knew a gentleman from a farmer's market who was selling like jammy Dodgers and barley lemonade and all that sort of
I was
stuff.
talking to somebody about Little Debbie's today.
Yeah.
We don't have them in the UK. We don't have that brand. And
Well,
like
it's
all the different nutty, what is it, nutty tutty or whatever it's called,
Nutty Buddy.
nutty
Nutty Buddy.
buddy. That's like
Okay.
stuff like that. No,
Yeah.
we don't have it. Oatmeal cream pies. Why is that funny? They look delicious.
Tentacles, anal. I mean,
That
at this
was
point,
that was you. I didn't know. You have a dirty mind. I did not even think.
said the girl who was getting dirty worth of jokes.
Do you
Goodness
have
sake.
chocolate Swiss rolls?
Yes, those are part of the Swiss Miss stuff. Oh no, it's not
Yeah,
Swiss Miss. That's hot chocolate. The Hostess stuff. Yeah, those are
yeah,
part of. I've had those. Those are pretty nice. But I think the reason why you guys don't have them is because of all the stuff in them. That's probably why you guys don't have it because there's
yeah.
rules.
Like Twinkies are banned. Kool-Aid and all of that stuff.
Mm.
Lucky Charms.
Oh, you like your Lucky Charms,
Oh, here we go. Oh no, we're going to Ireland.
It's called Irish.
From
Irish.
South London, we're now in Ireland. Okay.
She wants to make fun of my accent, but she'll never know the real truth. And never
Somebody
say,
asked me to ask you a question, by the way.
well, oh, is it Abe? Did Abe ask you?
No, it wasn't Abe. Not
Okay.
our friend Abe. It was actually my partner. He asked me to ask you. Um,
Ooh.
do you? What did he say? See, this is I forget when he talks to me. It
Well,
goes
what?
in here and comes out there.
Wow, what a partner. You know what's not cool?
No, it was I dare your I dare your mouth to move. I don't know what that means.
I have no idea either. I
You
think
said
he
you
was
would
drunk.
understand.
I have no idea. I think that person's drunk. You know what's not cool? Paying taxes on fireworks to celebrate the day we stop paying taxes. Well, you know what, America? If you'd only get together and tell your government to do so in one voice, you actually might get something done. But you just don't do it. She's listing off Hostess and Little Debbie products. I know she is. She likes the sweets. She's got a sweet tooth, I
I
think.
actually don't like sweets, but I do like pastry based things, like
So like macaroons.
muffins. Oh, I hate macaroons. They're too French
Oh,
for me.
so you just like the French, is what you're really saying.
Well, I kind of have to. I live in Britain, so
The French that come over here. That
my best friend is French. So she married a French man. I mean, she's Russian, but she lives in France. I can't really say much, but
yeah. Your friends. How about a baguette? How about a baguette? Oh, it's not. That's not how you spell baguette, though. But sure.
those funny videos where you have the cats the car driving around a map, and
Mm,
it's like, okay, point of view, here we go London, and then we
mm,
go Newcastle, then we go Dublin, and it
yeah.
like shows you every single city.
Hmm.
That's kind of what you're doing right now. You're going all around Europe.
Right. I know how to do it. Oh, hoity-toity. Ah, well, you know. Actually, baguette is spelled with the Baguette. Just so we can get that
Baguette.
correct.
Oui.
Baguette. Oui, baguette.
There is no r at the end of baguette.
Hey, merci, merci. Hold on. Um,
Merci beaucoup. Baguette.
just get it over with. My bad. I'm not Francois. Can I blame it on autocorrect? No, no. You cannot. Ha ha, escargot. We surrender. True, it is true. We surrender.
Escargot is really nice. I love my snails.
I know what it is. All right, it's snails. It's disgusting. All
It's
right.
not disgusting. It's really good with some garlic butter and some parsley.
Mm,
Oh, come on. This is
I,
why you don't have a passport and you need one.
hey.
Passport! Get one, Daramouthe.
La fond. No, I'm more of a omelette du fromage. I can do however I like with accents. You just have to sit there. But no, I just have fun with it. It's no big deal. But yeah, it's always nice to uh the Debbie products. Oh, that's right. We were talking about the little Hostess Debbie products. Yeah, I think the reason why you don't have it is because all the stuff they have in them. There's a lot of things you have though. The UK has, but they have less of stuff in them. And that's all like the dye and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's the red stuff's been banned in the US, hasn't it? After
Red. I
they,
think it's Red 3 or Red 40 was either one.
yeah. But Twinkies are still obviously on the shelves, aren't they?
I mean, all those are, but I, I don't know. I've not seen. Um, of course, I've never been over there, so I don't know what's in the market that's sold anyway. But I know that in America we do, in grocery stores they do have like a small aisle for the English stuff. So like, they sell, for what I've seen, they sell like these digestive things with like dark chocolate or whatever on them. That's what they're
Oh,
called.
McVitie's.
Yeah,
McVitie's biscuits. Yeah.
yeah. Then they have the Aero chocolate, which is like bubbles in the chocolate.
Hmm.
They have these um, champagne gummies. I think they're called. Like, I don't know if they're alcohol or not, but they're called champagne gummies. I'll have
I'm
to look.
not sure what that is.
We have to look it up.
Yeah, we have the same thing. The big supermarket around the corner for me, it has an aisle which is just American stuff, and then it could be like it's called the world food aisle, and it has American, Korean, Japanese,
Yeah, I swear I've seen these before. But no sugar
champagne gummies. Hmm.
champagne. I'm trying to. Oh, thank you for that. Um, criminy. I'm trying to because I know what the look of the box is. I'm just not so.
Oh, so
Um,
they come in a box, not
yeah.
like a bag.
Well, they probably come in a bag in the box. British.
Bag is in the box. It comes in a box.
It comes in a bag in a box, and the box is bagged. No wine. I think they're called wine gums. That's right,
Wine
wine gums.
gums. Oh, I
Yeah,
love those, especially the dark red ones, like the blood red ones. They're so
yeah,
nice. But it's the kind of weird consistency when you chew on them, it like sticks to your teeth. So then you gotta like when you're talking, you feel like you just. It's not like licorice.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You're like eating them because they're so delicious, and then all of
yeah.
a sudden somebody comes up to you to talk to you, and you're like, like your mouth is, you just ate some glue.
Got what are they? Mike dots, Mike fruit dots. Milk duds. Milk duds are another one where they kind of stick to
Mm,
your teeth and all that stuff. It's I enjoy them, but
yeah.
sometimes they're whatever. But I mean, candy is as Willy Wonka would say, candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. Um,
Yeah,
um,
some chocolate is so good, and some
mhm,
chocolate is.
not so good. Well, and don't forget, you have the UK place at the Epcot Center in Walt Disney World where they have the different countries around. You have like the Japan, the UK, Norway, all these different countries, and they sell their different food items from there. Like there was one place, I think it was is Switzerland or something like that. You could buy Swiss chocolates, which are a bit different than American chocolates because of all the different stuff in them.
You can't even
Um,
compare. I mean, what Hershey? You're saying Hershey's is good? It's the most disgusting chocolate I've ever had in my life. It's horrible. Belgian, Swiss, and German are the best.
Belgian, Swiss, and German. Well, I can
Swish.
see Swiss.
What are you
I can see Swiss. I said Swiss.
That's
Oh,
number 9.
I can say Swiss. God, oh, goodness, this woman is driving me up the wall. Um, but but yeah, I mean, it's just different because of all the how they do it and
I feel
stuff.
like I could be a post-it on your wall. Like I feel like I could fit in.
I
Yeah.
I I'm not gonna respond to that. There's many ways I could respond to that, and I'll be respectful. Has she had Russell Stover? What is Russell Stover's? Oh, are you talking like the hamburger helper thing?
I have
That's
no
what he's
idea what
talking
that
about.
is.
Well, let me look it up. Russell. I think he means Russell, as in like Russell's. No, not Russell. Goodness sake, Russell Stovers. I think I found it. There we
What is
go.
it?
Here we go. Chocolate. I'm showing her. Okay, go. Right here, you go. That's Russell Stover's.
Hmm.
He's talking about this. Have you had that?
No, I haven't. No.
Well, you finally have your
It looks decent though. Doesn't look like Hershey's.
yeah. Well, she's seen it now. Relax. There you go. She's seen it now. Now you know your answer. You've gotten your answer, and you're gonna have to accept it because she's gonna look at you like,
Oh, my sunglasses.
well,
Damn.
you
Should
don't
have
need your
had it.
you don't need your sunglasses. You look perfectly fine as is.
Yeah, but maybe I don't want to see your face.
Wow, that's wow. It may be a long time since maybe a long time before I invite again. Goodness.
Oh, it's only been like half a year.
Not either. It's not been that long.
Yeah, it
What?
has. It was
Relax.
after Christmas.
Was it after? I'm gonna have to check.
Yeah.
Hold on. I better check because I want to make sure. You know, you don't want to. You know, don't want to. Okay. Uh, no. Actually, it was beginning of this year, January 17th. was when I last
After
had you on.
Christmas.
After New Year's too, duh.
Oh my god, pedantic much?
Yeah, I believe she does, but I don't have the link for it, so I'll just look it up.
I do. It's just Anna's Game Land.
Yeah, it's
ANAS. I'll type. Should I type?
yeah.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like typing.
Oh, come on.
My keyboard is sticky from
Oh
no,
my goodness sake,
seriously. I
young
was eating
lady. Oh,
I opened a sachet of soy sauce earlier today for lunch, and
uh,
like those little sachet things, and if you rip it
uh.
too fast, like it all like just like squirted all over, like what?
Oh, Hannah,
So
goodness.
I need to clean it with one of those air can things, which I don't have at the moment. I ordered one on Amazon, which will come tomorrow. But yeah, when I
There's
type,
your,
it like makes a sound, and
mm,
I don't I
there's your,
don't
there's
like
your
it.
link.
It annoys me.
Yeah, yeah. Talking about squirting all this stuff, it's just gonna get ridiculous after a
Anna's
while.
Gameland.
Mm.
GAME land.
I know. I put it there so if people want to look on both Rumble and YouTube, so people are like,
Thank
oh,
you.
where else is it at? It's like here it is. It's right there. Don't worry.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't really have much content on there. I think the only couple of things I did
yeah,
was when we were doing uh watch. Oh, Clifton, go back to bed.
yeah. Go back to bed.
Why are
Yeah, go back to bed. Dude, you're late. You're late. It's
you're
late over
late?
there.
And
Yeah, it's like what? It's like almost 1 a.m. over there. I already follow her now. Look at that. See,
cute.
Nero already follows you. Look at that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he's one of
Yeah,
our.
so
He's.
we used to do like watch parties where we would do a whole film and
Mm,
actually show it because thankfully Rumble is a platform that does allow that.
mm,
YouTube, that would just be, imagine watching something like Tombstone or The Crow, which is what we did, and having
uh,
to pause every 5 seconds. Or another thing is, which again our friend Tomby does, is when they do watch parties and they do them through things like EV Mux or
mm,
whatever. It's just people talking, but you can't see what people are seeing unless you're
yeah.
in the room. But the room only allows a specific number of people.
Mm.
So again, like it's really difficult, and that's why I prefer Rumble for doing things like that.
Yeah, and I think they just put out something. There was something earlier about how YouTube is going to crack down on the supposed like reuse content or the AI stuff or whatever, which I don't know because they have their own Google, right? Google has VO3 and all that stuff,
Yeah.
so we'll see how well that goes. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. See if it's fixed. It's dry when you plug it back in. Well, I don't know about that. I don't. With Anna, you got to be careful. You got to be. It's almost like you have to make a step by step process so she sees it, and then it's like you just sit out in the sun or whatever. Um. Oh, all right. See you later, Cliff. See you later. Hope to
Take care. Sweet
sleep well.
dreams.
Yeah, sweet dreams. Sleep well. Try not to let any spiders bite you or anything like that. You don't want that.
Hmm.
I use antibacterial wipe. Well, oh, I see what you're saying for the keyboard. I get it. I get
No,
it.
I have like a spray thingy thing, but I just, you know, haven't. You can't get. How am I supposed to, what, like lift all the keys? No, I'm not gonna kill my keyboard.
People could, if you were just to do a live stream, people could just sit and watch you do nothing, and they would either say how cute you are, or whatever, and they would
Are you
just
talking
say,
about yourself?
"No, I'm talking about you.
Because
I'm a ladder. I'm a ladder.
you can do that. Here you go.
No, no, yeah,
Your room looks bigger.
yeah. I know. Is it inside the keyboard? It's probably some of it is inside the keyboard.
Yeah, I feel like some juice did get in there.
She she got no, she didn't get me. It's my it's wow, she got me. Ooh. Wow. Really, really got me with that one. It's almost like I almost I dislike when you have people do those like debate shows, whatever, and they try to do these gotcha things, and they really miss out on having a conversation. Like you really just for doing this whole show for a gotcha to get him in something. It's like that's not even a real conversation. That's like a bully just trying to bring you in with niceties, and then they hit you with a pie in the face. And it's like,
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, if it's the whole point of, I mean, having a fun debate is cool, but if the whole
Mm,
point is I'm leading up to, putting you on the spot and making a fool out of you, it's
mm,
like, nah, got an agenda from the very beginning, not
mm.
having it. But so how many? It seems like your post-its, there's fewer of them.
Huh? What do you mean?
I don't know. For some reason, I remember like the whole wall, the whole, your bed, your floor,
Oh, you mean
your
the post-it
chair.
notes?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it pans that
Yeah.
way. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's more that way. I just show here, but I
So
mean,
what happen? What happens in a couple of years? Like your glasses are gonna have post-its.
I'm gonna be like in a Bruce Almighty where the whole room is just decorated in post-it notes. Uh, Lots of times aggressively went at it with paper towels, banging a little upside down. Experience paid off. Well, I'm not sure how much Anna likes banging her keyboard, but that's a different story for a different time.
No, no. I usually do it to vacuum cleaners though.
Dang it! Ugh!
You know
Good.
those the cute Henry ones? The red one, the small one, and it's got eyes and a face.
I have a Dyson, so no.
Oh, fancy Daramouthe has a Dyson.
I got it. I
Nice
went to I
flex.
I went to Overstock and I got it on sale. Don't give me that oh high and mighty sort of thing.
Actually,
Okay,
Dyson have really good fans.
yeah.
I
Oh,
I should invest in one.
that's a couple $100 though, which sucks.
But it also does the same thing as your central con thing that you were talking about, where in winter it heats the room up. So
There you go. Well, see, 2 in 1 right there. Already thinking
yeah.
ahead. Bada boom. Vacuums deserve it. Well, I don't know how well deserving for that regard. But anyway, it is the top of the hour. And of course, as usual, I set aside a vacuum idea good too. Oh goodness. I set aside some time for me and my guests to promote our stuff. Although Anna's mostly a person that's all over the place. If you want to promote your stuff of whatever you do, you're more than welcome to, young lady. I've only got your Twitter X and YouTube channel, but if you want to promote something, the floor is yours.
Uh, after talking about vacuum cleaners, yes, the floor is mine. Um,
Someone's sucking in the right place, but anyway, go ahead. Anna's gonna be like,
what am I supposed to promote? Like what?
Well, just promote.
I'm promoting Daramouthe. Yes, he is a mouth and not mouth, even though he has a big mouth on him. And like, who am I
Watch,
promoting?
watch it, and you'll see that mouth. Never mind. Anyway, but anyway, her links are here if you want to see
Yeah,
where
thank
Anna's
you.
at.
I'm on X and Rumble and no, Twitter is X.
Mhm,
And YouTube, Anna's
mhm,
Gameland, and I go on a variety of different shows
mhm.
and stuff. And again, Daramuth invited me back at his
Yeah,
own peril. He's doing very well.
Camille Perry, you're nothing to sneeze at. All right, you're like a fart in the wind. I can handle you pretty easily.
Oh, thank you. It's the best compliment I've ever received.
It's better than saying something else I could get in trouble with. Uh, Watching the watches. Does Robert know you're doing this thing? Why are you writing watching the watches? I don't know what that means. Does Robert know you're doing this? I don't know. He's the one who rated me, so I guess so. Um, but yes, her links are down below on both Rumble and YouTube. So if you want to see where she's at and get a little bit of that feistiness, uh, good luck.
And yeah,
Um,
no, I'm not done yet, mister.
okay, go for it. Okay. All right. He
Even though
said.
I haven't been doing much content on my own
Mm,
YouTube or anything or Rumble, When I do, you can always find out about it if you go to follow me on X. And I'm on 3 permanent shows during the week, and
Mhm.
then invited here or there depending on availability.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love to have fun on panels and stuff.
She likes to have fun and be the fun, but you have to be careful of which one. But
Hmm.
Anna's not like that, all right? But anyway, but yes, the links are down below on both ends. So if
Thank
you
you.
want to see what there, yes, thank you very much, Anna. Your privilege and I rated the scoop. Oh, thank you for that. But anyway, from my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or YouTube side, because I do stream to both places, uh, if you whether you can want to help with engagement, if you want to leave a like, share the content, leave a comment or follow, anything that helps with that engagement factor is much appreciated. Because at the end of the day, um, it helps with not only being seen more, which content creators want to be, obviously, but also helps in having other people on, like Anna, like Tomby, like Jack Tarled, like Abe, like Clifton, and so many others. At the end of the day, I do this thing, talking to people, whether they're a creator or not. I don't give a rat's behind about status. I'm just here to talk with people about whatever, because that's what it's really about. It's just having conversations with other people about whatever. And there's really, they really start from nowhere and we go wherever.
Sarah likes Europeans.
Well, you are on my show. But anyway, but yes, you can go again. Any help with the engagement factor on either end is much appreciated, and of course, I think no, not that one. There we go. Of course, if you want to find out where else I'm at, you can go down this link down there. That leads to my Twitter X. It leads to my email. It also leads to like a link to Discord, but it's mostly just for DMing. I don't really have a server, and I don't have enough bandwidth.
I
Nothing.
used to have a server, and something I don't. I
Yeah.
It was you that told me about it because I was
Yeah.
like, I had a whole server,
Uh huh.
and it was Anna's server, and it was like this hunk of a cop that
Yeah.
was, you know, being a waiter or something. But anyway,
Mm.
it disappeared.
Uh huh.
And
Yeah.
then I contacted Discord and I'm like, what happened to my server? And they
Yeah.
were like, oh, somebody said something or posted something which went against their community
Mm.
guidelines or something like that.
Yeah.
What
Some
does that have to do with me? Oh, it's
some
because
distress.
you approved the person to be in your server,
Mhm.
therefore you're responsible. But the level of the privacy is completely what absent
Mhm.
now from everywhere because the other day another very weird strange thing happened. I was
Mhm.
actually talking to Clifton on WhatsApp, which is a thing that
Mhm.
Europeans, I know some Americans also know, it's a messaging app, kind of like Telegram. It's free for everyone and whatever, we all
Mhm.
use it, even
Yeah.
Russians. And we were talking about, I don't remember what it was. And then I go on Instagram, and the first thing I see in the reels is ads for that one thing we were talking about. And it's
Mhm.
like, and I've noticed that this is happening more and more. So not only, it's not like we were talking verbally, so some system could pick it up like
Mhm.
Alexa does.
Mhm.
It was typing it in WhatsApp. And because they're owned by the same company, Meta,
Mhm.
uh, Instagram picked that up from my private messages and decided to show me ads for that product
Hmm.
on Instagram.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
Well,
weird.
that's yeah, and that's Meta too. Instagram, Threads, I think it is, and
Yeah,
Facebook
and
and stuff.
Facebook and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all the
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg, the Zuckerberg, more like.
Zuckerberg, exactly.
But
Yeah.
I still have one more thing to do after that, of course, obviously. So a while back, of course, I'm part of the Rumble Creator Program and all that stuff. But a while back, Proton had advertised about their partner program, and I was like, I'll go and look and see what it is. And then I go and I enter in for it, thinking I'm not going to get it anyway, because usually they're looking for like high they're looking for high numbers, all that stuff for affiliate. So I just entered in thinking I'm not gonna get in. Well, 24 hours after I did that, I got an email saying you're in, and I'm like, are you sure about that? Because I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I'm gonna try it anyway. So
Hmm.
while I was promoting, Proton is they have Proton Mail VPN. password of Proton Pass and all this stuff. And for a while, I was doing Proton Mail and all that. But one of the things I've been doing now is switched over to Proton Pass because it is their own password manager, like one password ever. But I mean, they for their password manager, you can. It's just one password for all your stuff. You know, you go in and all your things are there. You can use again from like the Proton Mail. You can use the alias email stuff, and again, it just keeps everything contained together, and I use it, pretty much every time I go to a different website or whatever, and, or to keep all my passwords in it too. So, again, I promote it for the benefit. You can look at it and use it if you want or don't, and yes, I can make some money from it, but at the end of the day, it really is just me promoting a benefit. If people remember Billy Mays back from the day,
Hmm.
he'd do like OxyClean, whatever. He would say that he would only promote a product he would use. I use this product. I promote it because I believe in the benefits that they give for all their different things, and people have the opportunity to take a look for themselves for all the stuff they offer with it. And at the end of the day, you don't want to take it. That's fine. The link is there. Check it out for yourself. At the end of the day, just promoting that benefit, nothing more. Because I'm not like the greatest salesman in the world, but the money factor's never been the main interest why I did it. I just did it to see if I could do it, and we'll see. we'll,
I don't
we'll
know.
see.
You kind of convinced me. Maybe I need to get rid of NordVPN and get that instead.
Oh, well, they have their Proton VPN. I think they have a free. You can do something for free, but there's more if you pay for it. So it just depends.
Cool.
But yeah, you can check all their stuff out there. So there's that. But at the end of the day, though, um, it just is what it is. Like I didn't do this thing for the money. The money thing for this whole deal has been like a bonus, but I again going back to the whole content creator stuff. It's just like
There's nothing wrong with that. I
yeah,
don't know why people are. I used to be the same way back in the day. I'm like, okay, here I'm listening to some really interesting stuff from this content creator, and then suddenly, well, I need to promote a product for you, and it's usually something that I'm not interested in because the majority, and this is an
mm,
interesting topic too, the majority of content creators are male, so it'd be like something like. This underwear, oh my god, your sock's always gonna be safe in these panties, or like oh, this shaving cream, or take these pills, they're gonna improve your manhood. And I'm
mm,
always like, Jesus, no, I don't want to listen to it. But at
yeah,
least here, everybody uses VPN, I guess, and it makes sense. And especially
mm,
if you use it yourself, it's
mm.
cool because I trust you
Oh
to
well,
promote
thank you.
something to me.
Oh, I thank you for that. Even though you make fun of me, that's nice. But
Yeah.
no, that's the Proton Pass is their password manager. Proton VPN is the VPN stuff, and obviously you can use the links for however. But I just it's like someone asked me too, like, would you ever do a merch store? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'd sell like my hat or something, but I can't. I internally can't do it because why? Why do people come to watch you in the first place? Do they come to watch you because they're gonna sell them something? And I know again you do this full time, whatever. But do they come to watch you for something, or do they come to buy something from you. Like what again, it comes back to the whole point of what is content creation? What is it? What is it to people, right? If it's just for people to come, and I'm not saying everyone, there are those few, but if it's people to come to watch you and then they end up trying to get sold something, like some commercial, whatever. And I know for some people they're grateful for the opportunity to make money. My thing is like what does that make content creation then? Why are you even doing this? I can't internally I can't do a merch store because it's like why are people coming to watch me? I want people to come and watch because there's so many people, creator or not, that are coming on and they have opportunity to get to talk to those people or chat with them or get them to talk to them later on down the road. There's so much opportunity there. Why why does it have to be this thing? It doesn't have to be, but it just feels like it's gone on for so long of what's been in content creation. It feels like it has to be this thing. I'm like I don't care. I just want to do this thing. I'm building
Yeah.
a sandcastle over here. You're welcome to
No,
join or not.
I agree with you. You're right, but also the whole sphere of content creation and the platforms that we are on
Mm,
has drastically changed even over the last, I'd say, after the coup and everything. Well,
mm.
actually, I'm on Rumble. I can say COVID. Ha.
But you could say you're on both, but you could say it anyway, so I
Yeah.
don't care.
Oh shit. I am on both. No, I take that back. Coof.
And you can say COVID. I just said it, so that's fine.
Yeah. So after that started happening, even the actual journalists and people that are on TV
Mhm,
had to leave certain shows because of their political views, because of what happened, or maybe other issues, and then they went to either YouTube or Rumble.
mhm.
And I mean, these are big names.
Right.
Piers Morgan, Megan Kelly. I
Mhm,
mean, the Daily Wire has always been there, but they
mhm,
were kind of on the fringe. Not everybody, but these people were on TV constantly. Even
mhm.
Russell Brand, somebody as big as him.
Yeah.
And look what YouTube did to him, and then he went to Rumble. But they
Mhm,
started changing the playing field completely. It's
mhm,
like we were in the trenches building all these platforms up through content creation and making them platforms actually, you know, making them survive. And then
mhm,
these big guns come in and start taking everything over.
mhm,
And it's like, it's the whole it's like a planet. Every single country is different, and with these guys they have the
mhm,
money and the opportunity to do and say whatever they want, and they are
mhm,
the ones who are still promoting things even though they're millionaires,
mhm,
and they're sitting there and their content is really interesting and people tune in because they agree with their political views or stances on things, but they're still promoting. Piers Morgan has, I think, every like 20 minutes on a show promoting something. Why do you need to promote something?
right.
You're
You
you're you're a millionaire.
Yeah. I'm not against the whole, donation thing. That's fine. I mean, I used to deliver pizza, so I know what it's like working for tips. But for me, it's like
Yeah.
I've never got I understand it, but I've also never got the merch store. I've not gotten the, do all these different affiliation stuff. Like, I mean, again, the Proton thing was just to try to see if I could do it. And so far I haven't been thrown off or whatever. There's like, no, they've been supportive. I think I got an email saying like being supportive, whatever, like here's some ways to do it and all this stuff. Never been off putting. But it's like I do this thing because I know I'm not gonna get very much from it, but I already have a full-time job, but I'm not gonna sit here and try to sell you something because the point of the whole of DaraChat is to try to make connections and conversation. The two biggest things that seem like they're a missing ordeal from our everyday lives. And it's just that has more worth. That has more worth. I mean, I don't want to be homeless. Don't get me wrong, but that has more worth than
I think
any.
you'd make a good homeless person.
Wow. Sure. Yeah. Great. No, that's great. No, I appreciate that. It gets my accents and then tells me I look better as a homeless person. No, I you look better as a whatever the Russian doll inside a doll thing is. Babushka.
Matryoshka.
Yeah. I
Yes.
think I think I said the wrong thing.
No, babushka is a grandmother. Matryoshka is what you're talking about, Russian
um,
doll.
ma, Matriska,
Matryoshka.
Matryoshka. Okay,
Yeah, very good. There you go. See?
I know
I
how
don't
to do
always
things.
make fun of your accents, only the ones that you do which are not Russian.
Mhm. Well, stop rushing me, all right? But anyway. But yeah, it is what it is. Do what you do. Don't listen to me about content creation. I'm just here to do my thing. But I'm just giving my perspective on what I see. And
Yeah, but
it's
it's also important to give you credit for what you do because you're one of, I know some people, but you do it consistently. You don't just because, I have done things in the past where I'm like, I'd love to interview this person, which I did
mhm,
with one of my friends who's
mhm.
uh, trying to go into space and therefore studying to be, yeah, an
Yes,
astronaut.
yeah.
I did a whole segment a couple of years ago with her,
Mhm,
and it was a really interesting interview. but again, like that took time to prepare for it because we had
Yeah.
to talk about, astrophysics and space and all of this stuff. It wasn't for
Right.
everyone, but we
Yeah.
tried to like make it for the plebs, dumb it down a little bit. But you but you actually do this consistently, and you bring in people from all walks of life, from all
Yeah.
countries, and you keep
Oh
it
yeah.
like so chill. You
Mm.
don't put people on the spot. Usually people put you on the spot.
Thanks. I appreciate that. No, you prove the point time and time again.
Yeah, so no, credit to you. Your credit is due. And I'm not just saying that.
and, and then she says you need to work on your accent. Well, thank you very much for that. But no, yeah, I just it was all done because one, I didn't know what I wanted to do with this, and obviously with my even my own life, because decided to go to college or whatever. But it was sort of the thing, like there are a lot of
Oh, you
content.
didn't?
What?
You didn't go to college.
No, I have a GED, but I don't. I have
Oh,
not.
you're very articulate and very intelligent, though. So does
Well,
that prove a point that maybe not everybody needs to go to college in America?
probably so, but you can't follow one success to be successful in your own life. You must find your own success.
Yeah, true.
That's how I see it. But right now you took me off the scale. Um, God dang it, Anna!
Oops,
I was at a
sorry.
point. I was at a point. Oh, here. Oh, I don't know what that is. I can't read it.
Макдональдсу. Я скучаю по Макдональдсу, братан. I miss McDonald's, bro.
Um, like, oh,
I,
that McDonald's.
in Russia, look, as soon as everybody started sad, and McDonald's was like, we don't want to be in Russia anymore. Do you know what the Russians did? They didn't sit there and cry. They created their own McDonald's, which is 1,000 times better, 1,000 times more healthy, because
Wow.
the country actually doesn't want to poison their population. They want their
Mm-hmm.
population to grow. They
Mm-hmm.
want the number of birth rates to go up. So
Mm-hmm.
every fast food chain is actually really healthy, and we
Mm-hmm.
have our own McDonald's.
What is it called though?
Uh, I don't remember the name of it. Wait, let me look it up while you talk.
Is it called McDonald's with an
No, it
MAC?
has actually like a really funny name. Russian equivalent of McDonald's, not CIA.
That'd be perfect.
Oh, it's called "Вкусная точка," which means tasty and period.
Tasty and what?
Like full stop.
Oh,
It's
it tastes.
tasty, full stop.
Oh, tasty. Oh, it's just called tasty then.
No, and full stop.
Oh, tasty and full stop. Okay,
Yeah.
weird. But I mean that's great in itself because obviously McDonald's really hasn't. Over here in America they had what Steak and Shake change up their stuff like beef tallow or whatever, but
Mm.
McDonald's really hasn't changed anything. Like I can't eat McDonald's anymore because it just messes me up on the inside. Like I get a headache the day
No, you
after.
like you really enjoy it at first, but then after the like 5 minutes, you feel dirty, like you want to
Yeah.
go and take a shower or something, or like detox.
That's usually when I sweat all the time. But anyway, no, but yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go take a shower, guys. I'll be right
Oh,
back.
oh. Well, actually,
No, I'm serious. I will be right back.
okay. Oh, that you're gonna leave in the. She's gonna leave in the middle of the show to take to take a shower. God dang it, Anna. Gosh, man. I love Slavic languages. Yeah, Das Vidanya. Good lord. I can't. I
Oh,
can't.
that was my.
God, God dang
Ah,
it,
I feel
Anna.
so much better now.
Oh, goodness sake.
Yeah, I'm sweating again. Need to go take another one.
Oh man, you know what? I'm glad you're a fun one because otherwise this has been the worst thing ever. It's like that mother. But anyway, but yeah, no. The thing I was talking about was in doing this, there were other content creators I followed because I usually just I didn't create before. I just would follow stuff, and it's like a majority of the time, content creators only really talk to other content creators because obviously there's that understanding of scheduling and all stuff. But it's like you have content creators with thousands upon thousands of followers, and it really you don't really see much of them try to bring one on. And there is a risk to it, but I've proven that sometimes the risk is worth it. Um, and it's just like there's so much if you were to think in terms of content, if you were to have a million people on, that's like content for the rest of your life, and that's like a million conversations you can have. Whether they come back, more than once or not is a different story. But it's just like there are people who I have seen who do free flowing conversations. I know, I've heard something like Viva Frey does this thing with his locals community, but I'm talking reaching beyond that. I'm talking people you would never think of talking to, like Anjanette. I had on Anjanette.
Mm.
Didn't really know her other than she followed some other person, whatever. I can't remember, but I have her on, and she's from South Africa. And we were
Mhm.
talking about, different stuff there, and it was cold there, obviously, and in Celsius, so I don't know the number. But it came up, it came up kind of point where I was asking her about the whole South Africa stuff because in the news you see like, oh, it's
Yeah.
bad there, all the killing stuff. I was talking to her, it's like, you know what? It's not that much different than any other place. See, it's not that bad. You can go to Detroit and it would there are places where it's like Detroit, but it's not like that all around. And sort
Mm.
of the thing is like, and because you're a journalist, right? It's about finding that truth. Hey, Dash, it's about finding that truth. And in that, the truth is that while you can see on the news, oh, South Africa bad, they want to call the people. It's not really all like that though. And so it really is this weird thing where I can do this thing and I can cut across that noise and eventually just ask people about that stuff. Like, because I know you've talked about, I think the last one you're talking about, like your thoughts on Russia and Putin and all that stuff. And there
Yeah.
was a whole lot of different stuff that's not comparative to what is said in
And
the news media.
yeah, yeah.
And that's what this thing could be as well. It can cut across that thing where a lot of people, great example. Great example, right? And this is something I wanted to talk to you about, the whole Kate Beckinsale thing.
Right.
You
Yeah.
remember that? Now
Yeah.
see, I, I had I'm just gonna say it anyway, I was, like, responding to I think it was, like, Side Scroller podcasts about it, and they were complaining, like, she was trying to, um look like a teen or whatever, and I'm just like, she kinda looks a lot different because she looked frail, she looked thinner. It looked a lot different than the last time I seen her, like, from, like, Underworld or something like that, the movie she's done. And so I
Yeah.
was like, that doesn't make any sense of why she looks like that. I mean, she's dressed in a bikini, I get it, but, women like to look hot, you know? Maybe
Mm.
sometimes you yourself or not. I don't know. Um, but the point of the matter is like I wanted to look deeper and like, okay, so why does she look the way she was? And I was looking up and I saw that I can't remember who it was, independent or something like that, was talking like she had, and you had, and I that's when I saw you had mentioned the for yourself post too. Is like she had what was it? Her dad had died. Her
Yeah.
mother was having, what was the type of cancer she had again? Her mother. It was like a stage four.
I'm not sure what kind. I don't remember. I don't think it mentioned the specific type. Well,
Mm,
the article that I read, but I've been following her on Instagram for years and years,
mm,
and I actually had a former colleague that went to school with her.
mm,
And again, this is she said certain things. Kate has always been a very sensitive person.
mm.
Yes, even when she was, well, all of us were, especially girls going to school in England.
Yeah.
But people do have problems, which they sometimes have when they're, in their teen years, early teens, late teens, and maybe that can carry on into later life. And when certain situations happen, which
Mm,
are out of your control, you
yeah.
revert back to certain things like you purge, you
Mm,
stop eating,
mm,
or you, even if you are eating properly, your body remembers the trauma from what happened, and
mm,
therefore, unless you get help, there's nothing you can do. And so when I saw it, opened up again X, and it's like the same repetition of what it's like one person saying this and everybody just reposting the same thing, like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, she looks horrible, oh my god. Well, no, stop for a second and think, maybe there's a reason for it, maybe this reason is serious. Don't just judge somebody because they're a celebrity and because they look that way. I mean, the same thing happened to Angelina Jolie. Remember when she was having medical problems and she had to
Mm.
go through surgery, and she was losing weight rapidly after her mother died. And
Oh.
everybody, it's almost like some people in this community of ours are TMZ. They just say things for the sake of saying things because it looks good.
Mm.
But like, if you're that kind of person that goes around judging people on the way they look without investigating,
Mm.
without giving it proper thought, and just putting out some words out there on the internet, then I think you're pretty daft.
Mhm. Yeah, and for me, it was like I had to look up like just even like why is she looking. It talked the story talked about like it was Instagram. Someone was telling her to eat a burger, and she got very upset. I didn't remember the words, but she got upset by it. But she was stressed out, and she got what was it, large cell mass or something like that. I can't remember what it was
Mhm.
called.
And
And
also Mallory Weiss, I had that actually,
mm,
which is when you were, I have a bee next to me.
don't worry about it; it won't hurt you.
Oh my God, please
Just,
go away.
just blow at it. Just
Ah!
it won't hurt you if you don't. It won't do anything to you if you don't do
I'm
it.
not scared of them. I don't want to like do any weird movements, so it would think I'm attacking it. But
Mm,
anyway, yeah, it's when you, and this is, again, like, I appreciate your channel for it, where people can tell their stories too.
mhm.
It's when you are so stressed out with things which are out of your control, and we're all built differently, have
Yeah.
different, you know, psychologies. And I went and got my second jab. I think it was 2002,
Mm,
when they were like making us, if you can't go to work if you don't get it. So I got my
wow.
second one, and then in the first 24 hours, I was feeling feverish. So I kept
Mm,
taking aspirin, and I never knew this, that my body's actually allergic to aspirin. So
wow.
I was literally over the toilet. Everything was coming out and coming out and coming out to the point where it tears your esophagus.
Ah, man.
Yeah, so she had the same thing, but she was doing more of that because of the stress and
Yeah,
everything going on. And
yeah,
again, we're all different. But at the end of the day, like, why is it so difficult for people to just be kind and to get more information instead of yapping and saying something? And yeah,
yeah.
it's always going to be a problem on the internet. Where's the bee? I don't know.
It's with Amber Heard, I heard. Um, my dog it stepped on a bee. It
I don't know if somebody, like, this is really good news though, because this is the third bee in 3 days. It's not the same bee. It's not the same
maybe
one.
maybe it's because you're sweet. Look at that. See?
Oh no, I don't think so. But well, we've had a declining bee population in the United Kingdom for years, so this is
Huh?
really good news. That makes me happy. But
Maybe
wherever you are, get out of here. I don't even want to
right.
look.
Maybe you should help them relieve less stress so they can start bringing up the population.
I got bats as well on the roof, not like Batman.
Bees and bats. Good lord, young lady,
And
you are full of
foxes and deer.
foxes and
Yeah.
deer and
Hmm.
bears too. Oh my
And
god,
badgers and swans.
and
Yes.
swans. My gosh, you have like a zoo over there. Goodness sake.
Yeah, it's England.
Yes, the great England, of course. But no, it was just like nobody. It didn't seem like people were looking in depth, and they were just making fun of. I mean, again, I'm not here to be like some Kate Beckinsale defender or anything. It's like taking things.
Yeah.
It's again with the social media aspect where you're only on the shallow end of things, and you're not looking in deeper, right? And again, content creation. A lot of people they make their business off just reading an article or reacting to things or whatever and a big chunk of it is nothing more than 24/7 news, Like I get it, but I don't get it. And at the end of the day, it's just like, if you're not going to look deeper, you're going to make fun of somebody because you think they're trying to look like a teenager again. Why you seen her at one time period and you see her now and something's changed. Okay, what about that is different? What is going on there? It's like trying to be a little Sherlock here instead of being a little a-hole about it, right? I'm
Yeah,
trying to look into
exactly.
it.
Yeah, and you talking about people doing things without actually looking into them. I think the most egregious thing that I've come across lately is certain content creators reviewing films without actually watching them, because what they do is they take talking points from other people who have
Mm,
seen the film, but then
mm,
they want to follow a certain agenda with their review, which is
mm,
either criticizing everything and not being balanced and not putting their own time and effort into really taking their own notes and making their
mm,
own points. It's easier to just take somebody else's points, put it through, like, let's say AI, give me, a good script, and then go on there and talk for like 10 minutes. And
mm,
it's so obvious that some of them did not watch the same film that I watched,
mm,
because some of the like actual scenes don't match up with what the person is saying.
mm.
Doesn't have the reviews don't have any. And I've encountered this so many times over the last couple of days when it comes to the Thunderbolts, which I watched recently a couple of days
Oh,
ago, and I
I,
really actually enjoyed. And then after I watch a film, I
mm,
go to some content creators to see if they agree with my opinion,
mm,
because that's, I'm interested to know like what
mm,
other people thought.
mm,
And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, you didn't watch the film. You're
mm.
talking about, not because you disagree with my opinions, but because the things you were talking about shows that you did not watch those scenes.
Mm.
Otherwise you would understand, or you're a complete, again, we're on Rumble, retard. You don't get it. So
uh,
yeah, that's one thing that really also icks me. Like, don't lie to the audience that you've built, and you're sitting there and basically lying to them, and
mm.
they come to you for your honest opinion, and you're not even, bless you, able to give them that.
I didn't
Are you
even have the mic.
crying,
No, I had the mic.
sneezing?
I had the mic off. I was burping. Goodness sake, young lady.
Oh, burping's even better. I can do that too, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, yeah. Says the girl who drinks beer. Um, No, it's and I get it, right? You have a lot of you have people that are movie reviewers and stuff, and that's I'm not gonna argue against what one creates. I'm simply at a
Mhm.
point where it's like if you want to watch a movie and you want to give your say, hey, I watched this movie, I didn't like this or didn't like that, but you know what? The opportunity for you to go see it or whatever is open for you to see it. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you had a bunch of stuff at the time where uh rum retarded. Well, I don't know. That doesn't really go well, but oh, all right. But you had a lot of people back in the day. It was like, don't go see this movie because company does this. Even with gaming, company does this, like the all this stuff. And at the end of the day, it's like, look, if you want to make a point to a company that you don't like them, don't don't give them any money, right? I mean, that's the simplest thing. Like, you have people watch TV shows, you have people watch movies, you have people play games because they get like special or deals sometimes, not all the time. The problem of it is like if you don't want anything to do with this thing, right, and you want to not have this company be anymore, don't give them any money. Like and some of it's like, and some of the people act like they're watching stuff and it's like they're putting themselves through torture. No, you're doing it because it's part of your deal of making content. Like you do it
Yeah,
because it's part of
there's
that. So
nothing wrong with that, but at least
yeah,
watch it.
yeah, or just give your honest opinion about it and walk on to the next one. Like not all content creators do that. There's only the some, but it's sort of like when I was watching uh Better Man, which is the whole Robbie
Oh
Williams
yeah,
stuff.
you talked about
Mm.
the
But
Robbie Williams one. Yeah.
yeah, the Rob and I didn't know anything about Robbie Williams. I only had like one song.
How?
Well, it was Millennium. But I'm American, so it didn't really he really didn't reach over here.
But that was
He's
like all over that song. And the one he did, yeah, that's the one that he did with God, I forget her name.
mm,
Kylie Minogue.
Oh, Kylie Minogue. No, he did a different song with her.
Minogue. She's not Minaj.
Minogue.
You're
She's.
too French tonight. You've gone from
I will hold on.
London,
I will
Dublin.
tell you a story, and you will like it very much.
Kylie Minogue. Yeah, no, he and there was a documentary. I mean, Better Man is kind of a documentary, but
It was on
he's
Netflix. It was on
yeah.
Netflix. I heard. Yeah.
There's the other one that he did, and he had a very tragic story. I mean, he was like a druggie, an alcoholic,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, very, very tragic. And then he turned his life around when he met a certain someone who was his wife today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I never really liked some of his like slower songs, but back in the day, he was really big in the UK. He was everywhere. He was
Mm-hmm.
selling out stadiums, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, good for him for talking about his life. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. I still haven't seen it, so I might.
Well, and it was a bit it was a bit exaggerated because obviously movies like that, but it wasn't a no holds bar. I mean, there were some things exaggerated or some things that were changed a bit, but I mean, I think the one biggest gripe people had was is that he looked like a CGI monkey or from like the Planet of the Apes, and the point of the matter was that it was well, the what I heard was because he was talking to the guy, Michael. I think it was Michael
Jesus,
Gracie.
it's flying at me. Sorry.
You
Did
cross,
you see it?
you across. Get away, B. Get away. Get away. He's such a Wookiee. How are you? How
Oh
are
my
you?
god.
Get away from me, B. Get away. The Lord compels you to get away.
Okay, it's gone now. The most important thing is that the cat has been switched off because
Yeah.
if the
Meow.
cat was here, there would be jumping and all kind of Olympics going on behind the
He's
scenes.
such a good boy.
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
You're about like you're one point away from life or death. And Cool Frog and friends always friendly. Yeah, Cool Frog's all right. He talks more politics than anything else, at least as far as I've seen. But I haven't been over there in a while. But I mean, it was. I mean, again, the hang up for a majority of people was like, why is he a CGI monkey? Well, he was talking to Michael Gracie, the director of Showman, right?
Hmm.
With who was it? Jack
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman and of course Zac Efron, because those were the two big leads in the
Yeah.
movie. And the thing was like, if you're gonna do it, at least do it in some way. Because I mean, yeah, it was kind of like a thing that was kind of caught you off surprise. But once you see the movie, it's like after a while, it makes sense of why he's like it because you it just becomes a part of it. But it's sort of like how one sees themselves. And instead of you seeing them as a human on the outside, you're being showed the inside of their view, right?
Right.
And so, and I mean, it worked out well. For me, it worked out well to his favor because I enjoyed it, but it only was in like theater for so long. And I think I'll have to see if the physical version is out, but I did buy the digital, and I'm just like, there are so many good songs in here that they redid with orchestra and all this stuff. I mean,
Hmm.
you have rock DJ, you have Feel, you have Angels, you have Come Undone. It's just like, and you watch that with that song going on because they do sort of like a music video type thing where the imagery and all that stuff goes with it because you're going through the scene, and it's powerful in its own right. And again, I knew nothing about Robbie Williams, even from that point on. I just like it was a movie. It was like there wasn't really much going on. I'd rather see it anyway because like, oh, it's a CGI monkey and all that stuff. But when you get into the movie, at least from my perspective, and there were a lot of people who did reviews on it as well. Like there was one gentleman I saw, and this is on YouTube. There's one gentleman I saw on YouTube. He was like, he did not like music at all. He was like, I'm very adamant against musicals. I do not like them. And said he went to go see it, and he was like, I enjoyed it. So
Hmm.
if someone who's very adamant, and this is one person, right? If there's someone who says is very adamant against musicals, they do not like them at all, and he goes to see this one, and he enjoys himself, and he had fun with it, or whatever. What does that say to the movie itself? It wasn't a box office win, but the point of the matter is it was a win in another way. There are a lot of movies throughout history like
Yeah.
Willy Wonka. They weren't a big box office, but guess what? People love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, it speaks to something inside of you. So I get that why Williams would characterize himself or be portrayed. Go away. Be portrayed as a monkey because he was literally in a circus, which was the entertainment industry, and he. Oh my god. Okay, I need to get rid of it. I don't know. It keeps coming towards me. Oh.
He's just like, Anna, you're so full of honey, Anna.
And you are blaming me for being weird. No, but yeah,
Oh,
like,
making fun of my accents to catch me up
yeah,
when I slur.
but
All
no,
this.
like I get what you're saying. The
Mm,
same thing with that I found out with Thunderbolts. It was not supposed to be the new kind of Avengers continuation because it had a lot of themes which were extremely deep. It was about depression. It was
mm,
about feeling a void, about not
mm,
belonging, making mistakes, and how all of these different characters who were supposed to be anti-heroes came together to
mm,
overcome those burdens and maybe things that they've done in the past. And if you expected to go in there and it would just be punching, kicking, haha, hee hee, and you would
mm,
have the same characters as Steve Rogers or, Black Widow or somebody else, and people saying like Florence Pugh's
mm,
Elena is a discount Black Widow. She is not the same character. She's her
mm.
sister. She's not a continuation of Black Widow. She has her own issues that she deals with. Same
Yeah.
thing with John Walker. He's not Steve Rogers. He's
Mm,
an asshole. He's portrayed to be an asshole, and no spoilers territory. Everybody who hasn't seen it, like,
uh,
but he grows, and all of them grow together because of the camaraderie that they
uh,
form. At the end of the day, they're still assholes,
yeah.
but and Sentry and his character as well, having that split beyond being this innocent person and being this light person and having this immense darkness and depression and former drug addiction.
Yeah.
Like the themes are very, very dark,
Mm,
and that's what the film was about. And a couple of people are picking on continuity or picking on costumes and not really getting what the story is about.
mm,
And so that's why a lot of people like it, a lot of people don't, which is
mm,
cool. But
mm.
same thing's gonna happen with Superman, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna go and watch it in the cinema. Couldn't care less because I don't like soups. I got bats on my roof. So
Oh, so you're more a Batman person.
yeah, I mean, I've always liked Batman more. Again, because I'm more drawn to, I think, like yourself, the more like the darker stories. And I'm not saying that Superman doesn't have dark stories. It's just the image that he presents is
Mm,
too squeaky clean. And I know he goes through certain character arcs, but
mm.
there's something about Batman and living in Gotham that appeals to me. I don't know, maybe because I grew up in Australia.
Australia right down under there.
Everything wants to kill you.
We ever think there's a jumping spider over there? I'll rot, take your face off and just
Yeah.
clean it dry.
Oh no, now we went oh my god. Now we went from Europe all the way to Oz.
Technically, though, it's still kind of Europe because it was a prison colony for the English.
Yeah, it's part of the Commonwealth, but
Oh, there you go. Look at that. You had someone agree with me too, Anna. Look at that. You get someone to agree with you. And Anna says that'll be $5. Anna takes payments and check her
who's
account.
Emma? Okay, this is
Anna,
number
I said, Anna.
24.
No, no, you don't know.
I've
You
been
don't get to do that.
quiet. I've
No,
not
no,
been
no,
pointing it out.
no, no, no,
No,
no,
no.
no. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that, young lady. You just stay over there. I said me too, Anna. Okay, maybe we should just call you Big A from now on, just so you feel satisfied about it. There's a Big A over there. Look at her sitting down, looking all.
There's
Yeah,
a big D over there. No, that's
that's right. And you get to sit here for the next few minutes, getting a look at it. There you go. I have you. Now you can tell your friends you have to see a Big D for 2 hours.
oh my god.
Wait.
Russian. Sometimes certain things come out of my mouth which I cannot control.
Well, that's not too far from the truth, is it? You'll go on the show with Cliff just like, "Oh, so what was it about? Don't ask. Don't ask. Please don't ask.
Yeah.
Please don't ask."
Oh,
Fast and
yeah.
the
Now I
speeding
need
move.
to go take another shower.
Oh goodness.
How
Oh
many
goodness.
showers should I take on being on a stream with Big D?
That's how many ever showers will make you to feel better. And it's able to leave. Just don't take as long as last time. I get a little worried. And see, I can get 32. All right. Fast and a speeding locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. What I remember from the yeah, fast and a like, able to leap single bound, able to stop a bullet or something like that. Yeah, yeah. Bullet. Do you know why? Payment for agreeing Batman is cooler. Well, there's a lot more, and it's just like sitting pretty over there. Or was it a speeding? It was a speeding bullet. Yeah, it was a speeding. There was a bullet involved. Bullet. Do you know why it pulled you over? Because he's drunk. That's why. Tail light. I don't know about tail light. My daylight. Well, actually, let
Раз,
me.
разве у What? Разве у бабусек, you didn't spell it right. Разве у бабусек нет аллергии на дерьмо и пчел?
He probably just put it through Google Translate. To be honest.
Do бабушкас, бабушки, do grandmothers not have an allergy to bees and shit?
Oh, fast. I guess there you go. I'm trying to find it. Here it is. They kind of. Here we go. I found that iconic tagline, and then I will. So it's the iconic faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound is one of the most recognizable descriptions of Superman, originating from the Adventures of Superman radio series that aired between 1940 and 1951. So it is faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Yeah.
Mhm.
So there you go. But that is what it is. So we almost got it right. We almost got it right. But yeah, and you can, and I think I remember seeing an old, like the very older 1940s, 1950s cartoon on YouTube, but it's like the whole um, old public domain sort of thing. I think was
Right.
via Kate Bush, Babushka. Kate Bush, interesting. Well, I know they do a lot of some Russian stuff in well, one John Wick. Obviously, John Wick had some Russian stuff, but then you
Yeah,
had
Bobby, you got, oh my God. This is the thing. Like, I don't expect Keanu Reeves to have a perfect Russian accent. Like, that, you can always tell, when somebody is not native Russian. Because
mm,
you can study it for years and years, and you'll still have a little accent there. So I don't, but if your characters are Russian, hire some Russian actors. And this has been a thing through Hollywood
mm,
for the Arnold Schwarzenegger days. Remember the with the leg, the cocaina. Like, I get it that it's Arnie and everything, but like they actually had Russian people there because they
mm,
were filming in Moscow.
mm.
Why not get Russian actors? The only person who got really close to the Russian, and I think he is a brilliant actor when it comes to doing accents. I'm
Mm.
sorry, Daramouthe, is Viggo Mortensen.
Oh.
Um, when he played a Russian mob lieutenant, what was the name? He was like tattooed all over.
Mm.
He had a it wasn't dubbed. Like, he's really good at accents. When he was doing the Green Book
Mm.
with
Yeah.
and he was doing that Italian, like New York accent. Like, he's so good at doing
Mm.
different accents.
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, I mean, in the Thunderbolts, at least, when they had the little girl Yelena as being little, and they had the teacher when they were in the Red Room, like with the flashbacks, they
Yeah.
had Russian actors.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've never. I mean,
a Russian accent for me. Come on, let's hear it.
Well, funny enough, I actually do where I work. I do work with people who are from Ukraine, so they do
Mm.
have. You can't hear that. I mean, the accent is one is the accent is so strong you can't understand what he says. But his daughter, she speaks English, but she still has that accent of it's very rough, very tough, and all those things. That sort of stuff.
Oh, that was great. I liked it.
I like to tell you about vacuum to sell. I thought I thought the door salesman was over. Never the day. Never the day.
Oh,
Can't put some of her was here born. He pushes a musician as another before some of us were here born. Didn't she write the song "Run Up the Hill" or something like that?
yeah, from Stranger Things. Yeah, yeah.
See, okay, that's what it was. Because that once Stranger Things had played that song,
Good
they
song.
would they would play it nonstop on today's radio. It was insane. And
Yeah,
then
I got sick of it, but I'm looking forward to the new season.
the last season, the very
Yeah, the
last.
last one, unfortunately. Mm.
Babushka is a fun word. So is Baba Yaga, but you have to say it right. Otherwise, Anna will make fun of you and
Baba
say
Yaga, yes,
Baba Yaga.
she's the witch that lives in the woods in a house on 4 chicken feet.
Yeah, yeah. You actually see that in the
Sure.
second. No, you see that in the third Hellboy movie with David Harbour. He goes and visits.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Mm.
Oh well, then there you go. I have to run again for maybe 10 minutes. Well, we're gonna start winding down because I'm gonna start. So what's running up the hill? That's right. That's the song, running up
Mm.
the hill. From the Dogs of Love album. Well, I didn't know, but I know it's like an 80s song. So what's going to happen is we're going to start winding down because again, I am part of the creative program, and one of the things I have to fulfill as one of the requirements is the premium thing. So what's going to happen is for maybe like a little guess who's a fan. You're a fan. You're a fan. What's gonna happen is that Anna doesn't have to join me if she doesn't want to because I know she has like pretty important things or whatever, but she's welcome to anyway. Hounds of Love, oh Hounds of Love. But what's gonna happen is that we're gonna wind down. We're going to go to premium for maybe like half an hour, and then I'm gonna end it from there because I do have to get up in the morning and then set up for tomorrow's stream. So hey, horror stream, how's it going? So for those of you who are here and don't have Rumble Premium, I apologize, but it's just a wrap up. You still get the full show and all that stuff. But if you have Rumble Premium, you're able to join me for the wrap up, and so is Anna if she wishes. But we're gonna start winding down and promoting stuff. So Anna,
How many more times are you gonna say that? You said it
hey,
like
you
three.
would just
Sorry.
just promote your stuff. We're gonna promote your stuff. Look at that. There you go. There's Anna's stuff. If you want to know where she's at, her links are down
Thank
below.
you.
And yeah, you can say all the silly things at her if you want to speak Russian because she's from Russia. But she's pretty all the same. Even if she makes fun of you, she's still just as pretty. But those are links down below on both ends. Of course, whether you're on the Rumble side or the YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help in being seen more, like all content creators want to be, duh, it also helps in having other people like Anna, Clifton, Tomby, let's see, Jack Tarlad. Abe's gonna get you. He's been on a few times, even though he complains about not being on as much as he wants. I've had Yarny on. I've had so many people on. I've had over 200 various guests, creator or not. And
It's
I
not like
am
we can tell.
what?
And
Tell what?
by all the colors, the
Those
colorful.
those are Rumble rants. Those are not the guest names. Those are all Rumble rants.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
No, I because I'm only monetized in Rumble. I have no monetization on YouTube. But yeah, having over 200 various guests, and the reason why I do is just because I get to talk to so many different, talk to people from Norway, Australia, uh, Canada, Alaska, like pretty much global at this point. I've talked to
Hmm.
somebody from Mexico. It's crazy, but it's worth it because South. There's just so much to talk about, and it really doesn't have to be today's news. At a certain point, it just becomes old news and forgotten to time. So again, any help with engagement on either end is much appreciated. Of course, I gotta find it. Where is that link? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I haven't had to. Okay, here we go. There's my link down below. You can go see, find my Twitter X there. You can find my email there. You can also find a link to Discord there, but it's mostly just for DMing. I don't have a server or whatnot. I'm not interested. I only have so much mental bandwidth, so there's that. And then, of course, remember, I am part of the Proton partner program. And again, I'm starting to promote the Proton Pass, which is their own um, password manager sort of thing. It's like a one password that rules them all, sort of stuff that has all your stuff in there. You can use the alias email stuff like you did before the Proton Mail, and just so much more. Again, you could go to that link. You could see what else they have to say about it. Again, I use the product. I promote it for the benefit. And just like Billy Mays would say, wouldn't promote a product I wouldn't use. I too say for myself, um, and all that stuff. So give it a look. If you don't want anything to do with it, that's fine. Yes, I can make a little money off it, but that's not the point of why I do it. It's just for the benefit for you guys. So there you go, and thank you so much for that. Tomorrow, oh, good, there we go. No, well, thank you, Kid Story. Nice to meet you too. Kids today. Sorry, I thought it was a Kid Story. Uh, yeah, very cool. Well, I know some people have said Joe Rogan and stuff, but I just like it's just a conversational show at the end of the day. That's all I call it, a conversational show. Some people say interview. I'm like, I'm not that formal. I'm not that formal. That's too formal. And you just heard Anna's story about interviewing someone for space or whatnot. I'm not that formal at all. Like we basically start from nowhere and go everywhere. So there's that.
Yeah,
Um, but
it's refreshing for
yeah,
sure. Mm.
but yeah, I don't know about Joe Rogan, but I mean, he has the ability to have hire on people. I'm like, I don't care about status. I really don't.
Do you know what I did that Joe Rogan actually recommended on his show? I tried that Mad Honey thing from the Himalayas.
Oh, the one that had like the psychedelics
Yeah,
in it.
do you know what? It actually works.
What did you like experience?
I had like a spoon and a half,
Uh,
and the first like 30 minutes I was like, I don't feel anything, and then I felt like my body was giving out. I felt like I was made out of cotton, and I
uh,
couldn't even get out of bed for
uh,
about 3 4 hours because every time. So it's legal,
uh.
and it's supposed to be really good for you, and then after, like, but you need to be very careful with it, like you can't, because yeah.
You have to. I would think. I don't know why you'd have a spoonful. I think you'd have like a small little bit just to try it out.
Well,
So you're
I'm
not like.
Russian, the same, yeah, I was born, you might take one shot, I take 20 shots. This is how we do things.
That's to some that would be very attractive. I don't know what I can say for that. If I say anything more, I'm gonna get hit with some Russian legal fees, so I don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, again, oh, that's right. At tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I have my, I think it's my 64th. Said one sieve is marked by global communication. A type 1 sieve is marked. I don't know what that means.
Michio
Um,
Kaku is one of the greatest physicists in the world.
oh, okay. Is that he's not been on the like History Channel and all stuff with the alien things, right?
No, no, no. He's written books. Maybe
Mm,
he was on the History Channel, but
mm.
no.
But uh, but yeah. So tomorrow will be the 64th at 7 p.m. will be the 64th Pay It Forward stream. Hope you'll decide for hey, Lethal Panda, how are you doing? But also at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll get to have on my guest, Miss Sparkles. I asked, she said yes, and I'm always appreciative of those who say yes, even if they like to make fun of me sometimes. And we'll be back. Of course, I'll always ask her back, but she's feisty when she wants to be. But anyway, she likes to drive it in
No, but
hard.
it's also great that you are having, women content creators and people who are out there.
Yeah, I
Again, like I was saying before,
mhm,
it's very much has been a male dominated sphere in terms of, not that women are not welcome, but not very women actually host daily or weekly shows.
mhm.
Usually you appear on somebody's show.
Well, sometimes it is nice to have a pretty face on. I'm just gonna say that sometimes you gotta beat out the ugly face. Just talking about myself, okay?
Oh, dear,
Uh,
dear.
But I had Lethal Panda on too. She's a VTuber on Rumble, so there's that.
Mm.
But I mean, I don't care about status, and really, it's just about two people having a conversation about whatever. That's really the basic of it. It's so basic. There's an easy understandability to it, but when you're trying to describe it to someone, like, wait, so what are the topics again? It's like there are no topics. The conversation is the topic. How does that sound? And for some people, they don't understand because of just that. It's not been much of a thing. You could talk about entertainment, talk about movies and all that stuff.
They're coming after him, guys.
Not for not for me. They were passing me by. But it's just like it's very the basic simple is that it's a conversational show, and you just saw 2 hours of that. That's it.
Yeah.
The other part about it is that it doesn't really have a topic. It's just the conversation itself.
Where the
That's
conversation takes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a road trip, and we're going places. I won't do that
Okay
again.
then.
but Um, but again, anyway, I don't know if radioactive crap was a female and they wanted her. Well, and also she kind of died from it too. So her body's I believe her body's still radioactive to this day. Madame Curie is who they're talking about.
Yeah, Madame Curie had a fascinating story.
Yeah.
Very
I wish
tragic as well.
about USARU history. Well, I'm sure if you follow Anna, she will be delightful in telling you all that she knows about USARU because she's a bit of a journalist herself. She's got the
Mm.
face and the brains for it. So there you go. But again, the last thing I do as my guest, and I believe you've been partake of it last time, is questions from a hat. It's where I have Rumble
Oh
and there's
no, not your dirty looking hat.
hey, calm it down there. Um, but kind of get on everything, Anna. Gosh dang it. Um,
All
but
right,
what? Okay.
hit me.
So what? I'm not gonna hit you. But what happens is that my guest gets 2 freebie questions from the hat. Now, however, if people want more questions from the hat, they have to give a rant for it. I'm not monetizing YouTube, so sorry, YouTube. It's just not gonna happen. But if you
Yeah,
are,
sorry, I know what the bee's going for.
Zzz, what
It's
is it
going
going
for
for?
the donuts.
Going for the donuts. Go nuts for donuts. Uh,
Oh
uh.
no, 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 no,
They
no.
don't hurt you. Just,
I
just,
know if I stay still and I don't
just,
move, it's not gonna
just.
do anything. Oh no, don't. It's going for the donuts. Okay,
There
eat
you
the
go.
donuts. There.
James Corbett. I guess the question they want to ask James Corbett. Have you heard of James Corbett? I don't know who
Yeah,
that is.
he's the guy from Sex and the City.
I've never watched Sex and the City, so I
He's
wouldn't know.
Aiden,
I
isn't
don't
he?
even. I have
He's my
no idea.
favorite. Yeah, he's such a douchebag. But anyway, uh,
You like. It sounds like you like the douchebags, though. Just I'm saying, if you like him, I mean, come on.
there's always truth in your jokes.
Well, only because it's you, Anna. Only because it's you. But
Hmm.
anyway, my guess, if you want more than the 2 questions in the hat, you have to give a rumble for it. It doesn't matter the amount. It just matters that you have to give a rumble rant for it. So here we're going for the first one. Let's see if Anna can answer this. Oh, yeah, there's the first question right there. And the question is the other James Corbett. The other James, I don't know. So
Corbelt or Corbett.
Corbett. This one is you just got $1 million,
Oh
or
yeah.
however that equates to in the UK, tax free, obviously. What's
Mm.
the first thing you're gonna do with it?
Invest.
Ooh, smart. See, there are brains behind those eyes.
I will invest into one of either SpaceX
Mm,
and maybe open up like invest part of it and then also open up maybe like a school for kids whose parents have been incarcerated or
wow.
like a charity or something like that or some kind of charity basically.
Anna the Charitable. That's the name we'll go with. Anna the Charitable. There'll be a statue up there, and it'll look like she has a backpack and some gold coins in hand. Anna the Charitable right there. She has a water in her backpack and some gold coins in her hand.
Yes, отправить его в Украину. And that is true. I'm not gonna translate it for you, dear.
Oh, very mean, is it? A school
What
for
would you
future.
do? What would you do?
What would I do? Well, I would be like you. I'd invest. I mean, I already invest anyway, like stock stuff. But I would invest
Oh, yeah,
too. I
me
would I
too.
would I'd rather see the money grow and maybe if there's enough left over, maybe make the vision house I have of like if one day I was able to, I would like to have a place where it could be lived in, but there'd be like a guest house in the main house. The guest house would be for the guest who comes in person to be on DaraChat, and then they could sit like this. So it'd be like this thing where it'd be like this table. It looks like those butcher tables you see with like the multicolored wood in it,
So
and you.
you are like Joe Rogan.
Well, I mean it,
That's the
but
plan.
well, but it's not with the curtains and stuff like his. 'Cause his table would be so cluttered with stuff. Mine would be just like microphones on it, and then you could have like the kitchen in the background. It's a real actual kitchen that you use. There's the fridge there and all that stuff. You can actually go back to that fridge and get a drink out. You can see that's real living place instead of just being a separate studio area.
Your microphone is cutting in and out, by the way.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Is it me you're looking for? But no, that's what I would do if I could. But regardless, question number two. Do you prefer sweet or salty snacks?
I think we established. Oh no, 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 no. That is not a question I can answer. I'm sorry. I think
What?
no. Never ask a Russian this question because look, this is how weird we are.
Okay.
We have caviar on pancakes for breakfast,
And caviar is fish egg.
followed by sweet tea and
Uh-huh.
an oatmeal biscuit.
Uh-huh.
So
So you do have a little sweet, a little of the salty. I get you.
yeah, both. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet and salty. You get in more of the language. But no, I prefer a mixture because I like pancakes with bacon or stuff like that. You get the maple syrup and you put the maple syrup on the bacons too. Salty? Blip Blap says salty. A story
Yeah, a lot
from
of people are more salty than others.
and next, some people are. A story from more than a few years ago. An ex NFL player, football player, grows tons of organic produce on 3 acres. My gosh, that's a lot. It's not cheap, but maybe it's like one of those unity gardens they have over here in America where like people come together, just you can take whatever from it. I don't know if they have that in the UK, but well, I'm not in the UK, so maybe
Yeah,
that's
community gardens.
yeah,
Yeah.
community garden. It'd be like a community garden. It sounds like. But
No,
regardless,
no, 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 no. If I put my time and effort, this is not where you live in the Soviet Union. If I
mm,
put my time and effort, and I'm not a hippie, if I put my time and effort into growing the seed and
uh,
planting it and it
uh,
growing and
uh,
no weird person could just come in and take my cucumber. No. I have grown cucumbers. I love them.
yeah.
Potatoes
What about
and
what?
carrots and
Carrot? Okay,
potatoes
carrot, yeah. There you go.
and
Potatoes.
everything.
Potatoes are
Yeah.
a little easier to grow, aren't they? Sort of. You can grow lots of them. But but what? Oh, refresh. Oh, just refresh. Just refresh. She'll be back. She'll be back. I don't know why she was doing that. She still has her her hand over her mouth. What? Just unmute yourself. You're fine.
What happened, Rumble?
Oh, it's their thing they haven't figured out yet. But anyway, we're gonna we're gonna
I don't get it. Like, I'm so sorry, but the fact that you're like below me level, I don't know, it makes me look like a giant.
I say I don't care. I know why, because I still get to I see you on the screen. But regardless, we're gonna head over to the premium side. But before we and again, even if you don't have Rumble Premium, you still get the full show. But I'm gonna end as usual with One Day with You, of course, by Pogo. and then we're gonna spend maybe half an hour just doing whatever we like, making memes. Anna, do you like making memes?
I do sometimes, yes.
Well, you're gonna be part of the meme making tonight. So, all right, guys, we're gonna play out the song and then head over to Robo Premium. So, thank you all for being here, and of course,
Yeah.
see you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for the 64th Pay It Forward stream. And of course, Anna, you are always welcome back, regardless of how you make fun of me mercilessly. I'll still always have you back on because you're just as sweet as you can be salty.
Take care, everyone.
but
It's been
anyway,
fun.
but anyway, One Day with You by Pogo. Have a great night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.